Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOP Karen Huger denied early release after DUI sentence. Fans of The Real Housewives of Potomac were shocked when original cast member Karen Huger was arrested on charges of driving under the influence in 2024. Her recent attempt to get out of prison early was denied by the judge. Keep reading to find out more about the reality star's legal issues. Karen Huger has been a staple on The Real Housewives of Potomac since the show debuted on Bravo in 2016. Viewers may have seen the last of her on Season 9, which wrapped up in March. She was unable to attend the Season 9 reunion in person because she was in rehab. The reality star was arrested for driving under the influence in March 2024. Body cam footage from the officers showed Karen Huger slurring her words and visibly intoxicated. She turned down a plea deal and took her chances at trial. Unfortunately, the ruling wasn't in her favor. She was found guilty on multiple charges, including driving under the influence, DUI, and negligent driving. Karen Huger was sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 of the years suspended, meaning she would only serve 1 year. She also received 5 years probation. Karen Huger began her prison stint on February 27, 2025. According to the Washington Post, the reality star recently applied for work release. If approved, it would mean transferring to a less strict facility focused on rehabilitation. While she had approval from correctional officials, the judge on her case denied the request. Now Karen Huger must finish her sentence at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility in Maryland. Before her stint in prison, Karen Huger had a cameo on the CBS soap Beyond the Gates. She's expected to get out of prison in October. Juicier than a Potomac brunch mimosa, the one and only grande dame herself, Karen Huger, has been denied early release from a mysterious, hush-hush situation that has tongues wagging and wigs spinning all across the DMV. That's D.C., Maryland, and Virginia for the uninitiated. While Bravo fans assumed Karen Huger's latest disappearance from the RHOP spotlight was merely a self-imposed sabbatical for spiritual recalibration, whispers began swirling like a Potomac twirl. The question on everyone's lips: where is Karen? And more importantly, why isn't she allowed to come back yet? Now we know. Karen Huger has allegedly petitioned for early release, from what exactly remains tantalizingly vague, but was firmly, fabulously denied. And darling, the tea is boiling. Not your average timeout. Sources close to the grande dame, and by close, we mean someone who once stood behind her in line at Saks, confirmed that Karen had hoped to return to her throne, early following a supposed season-quieting leave of absence. But higher powers, possibly Bravo producers, possibly the shade of Miss Etiquette herself, have barred her from reclaiming her crown just yet. One insider hinted Karen expected to make a surprise entrance at Gizelle's Healing in Heels brunch, but she was told, in no uncertain terms, that the moment was not hers to reclaim. Not yet. Cue the confessional cam. They may think they can keep me down. Karen would no doubt purr with a raised brow. But a Huger always rises. Like champagne bubbles, or my fragrance line sales after an Instagram live. Champagne wishes, parole dreams. Speculation is rife about what sort of confinement Karen was hoping to leave early. Was it a Bravo-imposed break? A social exile after an unseen reunion meltdown? A chic, court-mandated retreat to the Huger family estate in Surry County? I wouldn't call it punishment, a friend of the show told Potomac Patter, our fictional tabloid for all things Real Housewives. More like a graceful pause. A strategic intermission. You know Karen, she never does anything without turning it into a storyline. Karen herself has been characteristically cryptic on social media, recently tweeting a cryptic, punctuation-light message. The rose knows when to bloom again. Patience isn't silence, it's power. Leading many fans to wonder whether she was speaking in metaphor or directly referencing her denied early return to filming. One fan replied, Karen, blink twice if you're being held somewhere without champagne. Bravo, denied. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest producers were unsure about allowing the Grande Dame to return mid-season, fearing her reappearance would overshadow developing storylines. "She's a force," one unnamed source explained. "When Karen walks into a room, cameras follow, wigs tremble, and women adjust their seating charts. If she came back too early, it would throw off the season's balance. Think of it like astrology. Karen is a solar eclipse. Everything else dims in comparison." Even castmate Robin Dixon weighed in on her podcast, cryptically saying, "Sometimes people need to sit a season out. Or at least a couple scenes." For reflection, many believe this was a subtle jab at Karen's desire to re-enter the Bravoverse early. But Karen, never one to take shade lying down, fired back, again allegedly, saying, "Some people host podcasts because the camera no longer wants to host them. I rest my case." Surrey County state of mind. So what has the Grande Dame been up to during this imposed sabbatical? "Filming content," said a family friend. Karen is working on a docuseries about legacy called Grandeur: The Huger Way. Think Oprah's masterclass meets Moet. She's not wasting time, she's bottling it. She's also rumored to be exploring a fashion line, a memoir titled Behind the Bloom. From Potomac to Power, and possibly, brace yourselves, a run for local office in Surrey County. Karen for County Commissioner t-shirts have already been spotted in niche Etsy corners. But make no mistake, despite building her empire and allegedly negotiating with Peacock for a spin-off, Karen wants back in, and not just for a cameo. She's eyeing a return worthy of royal fanfare, a helicopter entrance, a self-written theme song, maybe even a gilded invitation-only luncheon. Dino only fuels the flame. For Karen Huger, being told no is simply the first step toward a dramatic, pearl-clutching yes. Fans online are already rallying behind her, with hashtags like Free the Grande Dame and hashtag Let Karen Reign, complete with fan-edited videos showing her descending from clouds onto Potomac's skyline like Beyoncé at the Super Bowl.